Hi, Chris. So in the last video, you had driver, and I had mentioned that your left leg's moving, and we want to try and restrict that movement by already setting it there in the setup position. So the left leg gets bent more than the right leg, and that basically supports the movement that was occurring during the swing. That's already been taken care of in the setup, right? And you're definitely nice and deep in the setup position, right? Now, it's it's more than just a physical change here that you're making. It's a big change in perception. In the traditional swing, you're taught the bigger the swing, the farther the ball goes. It's not true. And because of being taught that and kind of being exposed to that, it's a big switch in what you're doing here. Now, fortunately, I got the formula for you. So see if you could follow my logic here. Like I said, it's not just a physical thing. It's a mental thing. It's about your inner dialogue. You see, I mean, you understand the body, right? And one thing that I used to always kind of laugh at myself at when I went to chiropractors was that if they if they were making an adjustment, like let's say they asked, oh, or how about these tests that you guys do, where you put pressure against my arm and I'm supposed to lift my arm, you push down, and that whole thing. And I always thought it was funny how the doctor would ask me to do something, and I'd always be a little bit too tense in my arm, or I'd be a little too tense because I'm trying to execute what he wants me to do, but I'm essentially, not using the right musculature, And and the doctor would always be like, no, 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 relax, 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 okay, and then he'd get the information that he wanted. I'm sure you have that experience with students, right, or with patients. Now, what I'm getting at is this. How you communicate to yourself determines a lot in how fluidly your body will move. If you talk to your hands and arms or the club during the swing, then the body will not move fluidly. You'll feel it'll feel disjointed, it'll feel uncomfortable, it'll feel like the arms don't know what they're doing, it'll feel like there's no room, all kinds of weird feelings that you'll get. And it's because that's not how we move as humans. We don't talk to the appendages to get them to move. We talk to the core, and that allows the appendages to then move. So same is true in the swing. What I'm getting at is this. You have a lot of tension in your arms during the swing while you're trying to maintain stillness. Well, if you have that tension in your arms, that means that there's still some conscious or subconscious communication to your arms. And the lesson to be learned is this. If you just talk to the position of your weight during the swing and you let your hands and arms go chaotically, recklessly, with no concern of yours, lazily, any kind of term that would instigate you not controlling the swing with your hands and arms, then good things will happen. Because then the hands and arms will respond to the position of the body. If you talk to your hands and arms, the hands and arms will override the athletic motion and cause it to be less athletic. So now, as we look at the swing here, right? One of the things that allows me to stay so still is the setup position, but also what's happening in here during the swing. I am talking to my weight and my weight only. And that allows my hands and arms to move very fluidly. So as the club goes back in the swing, the tension in my hands and arms is a 1. And it's because, and think about it, like if you're shooting a basketball or if you're throwing a baseball, there's no tension in the arms. There's strength, there's support, but there's no tension. The arms aren't flexed. That's not how the body works, right? So the same is true here. If you just talk to your weight under your left foot, your hands and arms won't be getting any kind of attention. They won't be getting any commands, so they'll be less likely to tense up and override the swing and kind of take control over things. So watch me here. My hand, if I had to tell you what my arm feels like, my left arm feels like spaghetti. Feels like a noodle. I have no sense of it being straight or bent or anything, but it just feels, it feels like there's no tension in it, right? Where I do feel the tension is in my lower body, and that is governed by the position of my weight, because I'm pushing down here, and as I push down here, that creates the restrictor, the governor, so that I can't swing too big into the backswing. I can't overswing. I am just focused on the position of my weight, and I allow that to then conduct my hands and arms. So let's watch you here. And what we're looking for is that left knee. Watch that left knee. Now, already there's a lot of, you're standing over the ball for a long time, and that just tells me that there's a lot of thought going on in your mind, which is great. It's all, I'm sure, well-intended thought. But really what I want you to do is I want you to pivot deep into the setup, grip, and then at that point, only tell yourself, keep my weight still. Keep my weight still. You won't stand over the ball very long if all you have to do is focus on keeping your weight still. What it looks like you're doing here is kind of running through a checklist in your mind of maybe what you want to accomplish during the swing. And like I said, it's well intended, but it doesn't work. So instead, I want you, at that point, once you're pivoted and gripped, to say, keep your weight still and keep pushing down on that left foot and let everything else go. Let it happen recklessly, give no concern to it, just let your hands and arms flow. All right, now let's watch. Okay, see that left leg in the backswing there, right? So it still has some movement in it, right? And you know, you're athletic, you're in shape, and you have a really deep setup position. This is what tells me that there's tension in your hands and arms. This tells me that your hands and arms are pulling you out of your position as they go into the backswing. And like I said, that's really an easy fix. And it's one of the most freeing experiences ever, where you dissolve yourself of trying to control your hands and arms during the swing. You just let them go. And you know why? Because they've already been controlled in the setup. Their direction that they're going to travel, what they're going to do during the swing has been controlled during the setup, so you don't have to worry about it during the swing. And then from there, I see you making a great effort to stay close, such to the point where it seems like this follow-through here is abbreviated. What I want you to do is this. Once you get through impact to about this point, let your body release around to a finish, because the body rotates into the finish simply to support the club and its momentum. What you're showing me there could potentially, I would think, hurt you a little bit. So, good adjustment in the setup. Now, I want your swing thought to improve. Just talk to the weight underneath your left foot, and let's see if that doesn't allow your hands and arms to flow a little bit freer during the swing.